Hiya, three. Mr. Jones here. I just thought we'd do something slightly different today because I've got this is the end of the unit. So we've been looking at length and perimeter. Okay, so I'll explain as we go through the lesson. Okay, so first check. Fluency first. What I want you to write down the 8 times, 5 times, 4 times, and 10 times table as quickly as you can. As we're going on to money soon, I thought it'd be useful to really nail those 5 and 10 times tables and have them at our fingertips. So if you could all have a go at quickly writing your 8, your 5, your 4, and your 10 times tables as quickly as you can. See if you can do each set of times tables in 2 minutes. That gives you 8 minutes in all. Go. Okay, so back to our lesson. We're using our knowledge of length and perimeter to solve problems. So new learning's practice so we can work out answers to questions on length and perimeters. So of course, we need to remember that key information, 1 meter is 100 centimeters, 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters, and 1 meter equals 1,000 millimeters. Okay, so we set you this question yesterday. What I'd like to do is to go through it with you. So if you've got your paper there, you can go through it at the same time and make sure we're correct. Quite challenging, and I know some people found them quite challenging. Okay, so let's crack on. Okay, so we've got 2 characters, Rena and Danny, want to know if the combined height is greater than the combined height of Richard and Ambika. Okay, so we've got the combined height of Richard and Ambika there. Now we need to use our bar model to get a combined height of Rena and Danny. Combined. Combined means together. So it's an adding question. So we need to add this and this. What do we have to do before we add this, Danny's measurements, Rena's measurements? Okay, we need to think about how many centimeters is this answer here. How many centimeters is this answer? Or we can think of how many meters this is here. I could write this as 1 meter, 31 centimeters. I've got 1 meter, 31 centimeters here. But I've also got an additional 5 millimeters. Okay, so let's think, how many meters have we got now if I add Rena's 1 meter to Danny's 1 meter? I've got 2 meters. I've got 31 and 32, which is 63 centimeters. Okay, let's leave it there. I've got 2 meters, 63. Now, if I convert that into centimeters, 2 meters is 200 centimeters. So their combined height is 263 centimeters. The question asks for it in centimeters, and I've got this additional 5 millimeters there. Okay, so I've worked out the answer for Rena and Danny in centimeters and millimeters. Now I've got to compare their combined height with Richard and Ambika's combined height. What is this in centimetres? So I want this answer in the same units as this. Okay, 2 meters, 200 centimeters, and I'm adding it to this 64 centimeters here. So I end up with 264 centimeters. Now, Ronnie and Dieter want to know if their combined height is Rena and Danny's combined height greater than the height of Richard and Ambica? No, it's not. So Richard and Ambica's combined height is 264 centimeters is greater than the combined height of Rena and Danny, whose combined height is 263 centimeters, and 5 millimeters. Now, if you look at 5 millimeters on your ruler, on your measuring tape, you'll notice that it's half a centimeter. Half a centimeter. 10 millimeters is 1 centimeter, therefore 5 millimeters is half a centimeter. So we could call this 263.5 centimeters. But we're leaving it in this format at the moment because we haven't done fractions. So we can see that this is 264 whole centimeters. This is 263 and a bit. So the greater height is Richard and Ambica. Okay, so now what are we left with? Do we need to work this out? No, we don't, because we have the answer here. There's this part of the question superfluous. We don't need to answer that part of the question. We'd be wasting time. Because the actual question, what we've been asked, is Rena and Danny want to know if their combined height is greater than the combined height of Richard and Ambica. We can see Richard and Ambica have got the greatest height, 264 centimeters. So they have, if you put them on each other's heads, they would be taller than Rena and Danny. So that's how we would answer that question. Okay, so let's go on to the next question. Okay, the next question. Let's have a look. Hopefully it's on the full screen. Yes. Max measures the perimeter of a rectangular sheet of paper. So a rectangular shape has 2 sides that are longer and 2 sides that are smaller. It's got 4 right angles. This line is parallel to this line, and this line is parallel to this line. This line, that's parallel to that. That's parallel to that. And also this line, parallel lines. Like an elongated square, you could say. But we've also got this line is perpendicular to this line. Okay. So Max cuts the paper in half. He thinks the perimeter will be half too. Okay, so let's look first what length this side. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work, because those rectangles are exactly the same size, the first thing I'm going to do, my new rectangles are the same size, I'm going to just work out the perimeter of one of those rectangles. So this was 30, What's half of 30? Or what do I need to multiply by 2 to get 30? Leave that for a second, just thinking about it. Okay. Now I'm not going to put the units in, so I'm having trouble fitting it. But that would make this length 15 and this length 15. Do we agree with that? 10 add 10 is 20. 5 add 5 is 10. 20 add 10 is 30. And that's what we started with. Okay, so this side, which was the shorter side before, is now the longer side, now the length. And that side stays at 20. Because we know from a rectangle, this side is the same as this side is going to be 50. And this side is going to be 20. We have not cut that part of the rectangle. Now, Max cuts the paper in half. He thinks the perimeter will be halved. Okay, let's work out the perimeter of our original shape. The perimeter of my original shape was 30 add 30. If I think about 3 add 3 is 6 and make it 10 times bigger, that would be 60. That's the combined length of the two longer sides. Added 2. 2 add 2 is 4, make it 10 times bigger. I'd end up with 40 centimeters. Just having troubles with the units, so I'm going to write the units at the end here. 6 add 4 is 10. Again, make it 10 times bigger. 10 times bigger would become 100. So we've got a perimeter of our original rectangle to be 100. We could have done like this. As I always said, put a point here. Then we're going to go around. 30 add 20, 30, 40, 50. 50 here, add 30, 60, 70, 80. And then here, then I go 20 more, 90, 100. So double check in my head that yes, the perimeter of the large rectangle is 100 centimeters. Okay, we worked out earlier that half of 30 was 15. So 2 lots of 15, 30 again. 30, so I'm going to start here. 30, add 20, 50, add this 20 is 70. So one small rectangle. My small rectangle has a perimeter of 70 centimeters. Put that in. So the perimeter of my second rectangle is also going to be 70. 70 add 70. Correct, I need my other little rectangle. Equal just means like a balance. Whatever I've got on this side, I've got to have on this side. 7 times 2. If I do 7 times 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14. And I make it 10 times bigger because I'm talking about 70, not 7. The perimeter of the combined two shapes, even though they're separate shapes, would be 70 each or 140 altogether. So we can see, because we've halved this, we've halved that, but we haven't halved the 20s. So it's really, really clear. Is Max correct? No, he's not. Okay, let's go on to the power puzzle. A rectangle has a total of perimeter of 36 centimetres. What could its lengths of its sides be? Okay, so I will start nice and easy. If the width was 1, so it's a long, narrow shape. Long, narrow rectangle. This what side was 1? This side was 1 centimetre. 36 take away 2 would be 34. And if I divided 34 by 2, its length would be 70. This length is 70. So I could quite easily, width would be 1 and the length would be 17. What about if one width was 2? What if I drew one width was 2? So it would be slightly shorter than this shape. Can't do that very well. So this would be 2, this would be 2. What would 36 take away 2 be? It would be 34. Take away another 2. Be 32. Then if I think, what is half of 32? And that would be just like here, half of 30 was 15, half of 2 is 1. So this would be 16. So the length would be 16. The width was 2. Remembering that all these answers are in centimetres. It's a bit easier to do it with a pencil. Then this highlighter. So what about if the width of my rectangle was 3? Is this quite an easy one, I think? Two widths, 2 lots of 3 is 6. So my combined lengths would be 15, or half of 30, which would be 50. Okay, can you see a pattern developing here? What do you think my next answer would be? What do you think my next answer would be? Okay, if I go 4, double 4 is 8. I have 28 left, and we can see this pattern emerging, 14 centimetres. Okay, so I've gone through these questions. Hopefully you've got most of them right and you can see how we work them out. Obviously I'm not going to draw the shapes because I haven't got a ruler. I've just got this little pen that I have to move around with my mouse. So what about next week? Next week, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be looking at money, questions around money. So what I'd like to do is this weekend, for a bit of homework, is to try and get all our English coins. I'm not going to tell you which coins. You might have to raid some pockets or some purses, ask your mum or dad. So you need one example of each coin. Up to £2. You don't need to go into sovereigns or anything. So get all the British UK coins, okay, and assemble those. And then also, I'd like you to go around the house, look at household objects, Google how much they cost. So find out how much a tin of beans costs, or a tin of tomatoes, or some milk, whatever milk you've got in the fridge. Find out how much they actually cost. Homework, and then we might be doing our own shop on Monday. So if you could all do that for homework, that'd be fantastic, and get used to looking and seeing what those coins are worth, what they look like, and then we will be visiting money next week. Okay, so have a lovely weekend, Year 3, and I will catch you up on Monday. go for some nice walks. You never know, we might have some snow very soon again. So see you later and keep safe. Bye.